the Security Council finding it hard to reach common ground on many things, but the General Assembly in full voice. What should we try and work for within the UN system?
First of all, I mean, the UN system is, number one, the voice of all countries that are members of the UN. But of course, it is a very, in terms of decision-making and power relation, a very undemocratic space. Because if you can use a one veto power to stop decision that, if you look at countries globally, a larger majority of the country would agree with that proposition. There is a lot of work to be done in the process of the Security Council. And I think that the more these really huge differences among countries, among regions, but among countries happen, the more there is need to review and revisit the UN system as it is. Otherwise, we will still have a fragmented world, and we still have some countries that have the power to stop, global decisions that can impact, communities or countries largely. So I think we need to, the same way we are saying within the G20, and Africa is coming with that voice, that the multilateral system needs to be revisited. If the world want to be recognizing all of these emerging countries that are in the South that were not colonized or were not really party in the decision-making system when the UN was being established. But that requires also a lot of, really political will from those powers that have that are able to put a veto, in the Security Council. From those powers also that are the, industrialized, developed countries versus the large majority of countries that are members of the UN. When people say the UN is $1, one person, one vote, it's more $1, one vote, because powerful countries are the ones that really have the possibility to orient, global decisions when it comes to conflict, when it comes to policy, when it comes to decision to invade or regime change. So if the world wants to be more peaceful, it has to be a more just world. Justice and social justice is a condition for peace. Of course, it's not the only condition, but it's one of the important conditions for peace.
Thank you for making that point. And let me ask you just then one more point, because we're talking about the year of elections. Do you think democracy is helpful for peace, or does it not make any difference?
I think democracy is helpful for peace. I mean, from my own experience in my own country, when democracy was challenged, of course, it was, really, it created chaos, and 80 people died, which is a big problem for Senegal, for us, because we are very peaceful. We speak a lot, we are very peaceful people. So I think democracy is critical, it is important, and you need to pursue democracy.
And Minister Falkland.